Hey everyone, this is the Voodoo Monkey podcast with Taylor Elliott, and here with me is, I'll let him introduce himself.
Greg Allen Pelly, what's up?
We're the Voodoo Monkeys podcast, and yeah, here goes nothing.
This is episode 1.
Episode 1 of Voodoo Monkeys. Here we go. Here's the intro. I should play the intro. Okay, here goes. Intro.
Just 'cause there's hair on that guy doesn't make him a damn voodoo monkey.
Ow! Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. Ah! You see? So what are you going to do?
Be fit like monkey.
All right. Well, here we are, live.
Welcome. Now, this feels a little more official.
Yes, it
How's
does.
it going, Taylor?
It's going great. That's a good little
What
intro
have
we
you done
killed there, eh? Little Rafiki. Little bit of wisdom. Little primate wisdom, eh?
Yeah, what have you done today, bud?
What have I done today?
Huh?
Well,
Yeah.
I've been, writing songs. I'm
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get those
Tell
all
me
done.
about how that went.
What's that?
Tell me about how that went.
Well, writing songs is a really long process. Like, even if you write a song in a night, you get the structure of it, you got your verses, your chorus, and everything. You still got to add lyrics. You got to make sure that they sound good. Then you got to actually go and record a demo. And then you got to do all the demo stuff of, like, mixing it all, making it sound good. So it's a long process, but it's worth it, for sure.
Yeah, I could imagine. Like,
Yeah.
I've only made one guitar song ever, personally, and 8 years on one guitar part. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a while. You have to
You
make
can
it
check out
sound
some
good.
of my writing.
I
Intense
agree.
Reality. But, yeah, I don't really do my solo stuff. I really just have my band, and that's pretty much it for music.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, though. You were just telling me a little while back here that you had all these views on YouTube from some of your videos. And apparently, you think they're weird, but people like that shit, apparently. So, how many views did you have on the one video? It was like 300 and some thousand?
Yeah. That was Let's Play Porn Games.
Oh, man, what the hell? Let's play... Is that a song? Is that one of your songs?
No, it's not a song. It's literally, we went onto, like, a porn website, found, like, those interactive games, and we, like, made fun of it while we were playing it. And, it worked. It was pretty good. Lots of people enjoyed it, so we got to make more of those for sure. That's Intense Vids 1.
What? Okay, so you mocked a porn video on YouTube.
Yeah.
To get views.
Yeah, the
Oh my
censoring
God.
in that video is absolutely ridiculous. Like, how many censor bars? Oh, I gotta give props to my buddy Michael for editing that, because it took forever, I bet. Just all the dicks, all the tits, you have to censor everything, right? And it's just the sound effects are fucking...
We are like a couple
the plot
minutes into
lines.
this episode.
Yeah, we were trying to, like,
Me and
deconstruct the
Jake
plot
did it
line.
Explicitly. Now I have to put an explicit logo on our thumbnail.
Yeah, that's what we had to do, too. For
I
Intense
should have
Vids 1.
wrote in giant letters explicit and put it faded behind everything so everyone knew what they were in for. I didn't even know
You
what I
gotta
was in for.
expect a little
When I came on this
explicit.
show, I didn't expect fucking we were going straight into talking about porn dick and shit like that. Like, I can't even believe that, though. But
Animated
people
tits
gave that
bouncing.
views. They liked it. That is weird, but they liked it. And what the fuck? That's awesome. Buddy, I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, man, that's how I spend my time. That, that kind of has something to do with being a monkey too.
What? In what way?
Monkeys, they give in to their primal instincts. I mean, watching something on a computer, that's not very natural way of getting that sort of desire.
They're gonna
Like,
go and butt rape everything.
yeah. I mean, true monkeys, they would just go out and do it. But, like, that's kind of not allowed. We have to be civilians. We got to be, civil. We got to follow the laws, be civilians. Even though sometimes we get these urges, right? We got to be gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Sophisticated, We're like monkeys, right? They're kind of like our distant, semi-retarded cousins that just live in the jungles. But we're very similar. We're very similar to apes. Like, our bodies, that's the closest thing. So
Well, and this is how the Voodoo Monkeys is actually founded, is our bodies, right?
yeah,
Because me and Taylor, we spent a long time working out. My introduction to Taylor, actually, was at Cal Tire when we worked together. And,
yeah, a long time ago.
yeah, so I convinced him to come to the gym with me one day.
This
And he
is
did.
like 3 years ago now? 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
ago? Finally, we're making a
And-
podcast.
Well, because he took so long to actually show up at the gym, I started him off with leg day, like right off the hop.
Like, all the time. That was my greatest
And-
fear. Like, oh no, I'm 10 minutes late.
You're right.
Fucking
You're right.
leg
Leg day
day.
was like a week in a row. But
Yeah.
anyway.
It's just like, hold on to this kettlebell and do like 300 box jumps until you die. like that was the instructions. I tried, but it didn't get very far. And then I stopped. You're like, that's not how you do it. And you just like, you like kick me. Like, this is how you kick. You just like kick me straight up. Other people in the gym, they must have thought we were, I don't know. I don't know what they would have thought, but like, we turned some heads.
We were sitting there doing like insane combos and this like crazy spinning, jumping roundhouse thing I was doing. And,
Yeah.
like fucking, and that one guy, he just let us do it. He didn't even care. But like the owner of the gym, every time tried to shut us down.
Yeah. She'd come over and be like, hey, we're not really a
She'd be
fighting
like-
gym. Like,
Yeah,
why are you doing
yeah.
that? You're scaring people.
We're not licensed for this, and this is in
Yeah.
an open area. And I want to tell you, there's also like nobody in this gym ever.
Barely.
It's like me and Taylor are the gym.
Pretty much. We'd spend hours in there. I was so impressed. Like, I don't have really any gym experience. Like, I've done a little bit of sports here and there, and then, you know, I ended up
How's
going to
my
the gym a
volume, man?
lot, you know,
My
training
too
with
loud,
you, and I never would have expected I'd spend 4 frickin' hours working out, exercising, and, like, feel great after. Like, of course I'm super tired, but, like, I just feel great after a workout. There's nothing better than that feeling where you're just buzzing, you're tired, but your mind's going like it's, you know, it's that
And
feeling
then,
of enlightenment.
But then it's a
almost.
whole nother thing, though, when you've done that workout, and I tell you to get in the car, and we drive out of town, and we go run.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I make
After
you,
killing
I make
ourselves
you
in the
put out
gym.
a couple miles.
You nearly made me shit my pants and
Usually-
puke, and then it's like, okay, go run 4K. And I did.
Sometimes 5.
Yeah. But I mean, it was easy because we run in the best places, like the valley, the river valley there in Camrose. That's beautiful, beautiful. I wasn't even
out
thinking of the
today,
run.
actually.
I just looked around and it was just like my eyes are a camera. I'm just floating. It was amazing. And then we'd sit and
Yeah.
meditate, right? Because we gotta.
Well, you,
Connect
man,
to the
you thought
enlightenment.
it was amazing there, but look at the photos I'm taking of that valley now. Now that
Yeah,
I've become
yeah,
more
on your
familiar
Instagram.
with it.
Great. What is your Instagram?
Yeah.
Greg Allen 2017.
Yes,
Yeah.
and people follow. There's great photos on there. Great photos. I
Lots of
love
good
it.
running.
It's kind of pretty much. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backdrop. All these photos and stuff and everything from the beginning of the account. My very first post at the very beginning of my account was actually, first me getting off drugs. I was like a week off drugs, and the next post was me in a counseling office. You know, I had a pretty heavy narcotic issue for a while, but I grew up training and doing all sorts of things like that. So after a few years of dealing with the narcotics, I hopped back onto the healthy side of things and started making a climb. And it's been an adventure, I'll tell you. Not every day's a good day or, you know, every week is a good week by any means. And there's definitely side effects that you will deal with from using narcotics. But, however, I want to say I have crossed the finish line of the St. Albert 10-miler twice since then. I was accepted into university after using methamphetamines. And also on top of that, I have been to 2 25K ultras in the last couple months, which broke me into a whole new love for running. I've done 42K marathons, and I still have yet to finish one of these 25K ultra bitches. Like, what the fuck is
those
that
are
noise?
way harder. You were doing
4
really
hours?
bad. Yeah.
4 hours to 25K? Because you, turn a hill and you climb this death hill. And you're like, oh, man, that's nothing, I guess. Man, smooth sailing from here, and then you like look down the hill, and then you have to go up another death hill. And you come around the corner, and it's like, what? 300 feet to my death at the bottom? 1 foot path? Coated with ice on a 10-degree. I was like, what is this? I'm hugging the wall, shimmying, probably moving like not even a mile an hour. It took me like
just fearing
15 minutes to cross this like ledge to get up this hill. And, like, man, and then you like come around a corner sometimes, and you like look there, and they got a rope tied to a tree at the top of the hill, and the rope's at the bottom, and they expect you to climb up on the rope.
This isn't even a path animals can take, but we're making humans go this way.
You can't hike up it. It is too goddamn straight up and down. You have to use a rope.
What kind of mental things did you go through, like going, pushing yourself past that limit? Like, when did you know that it was time to stop? Like, and did you have those thoughts before you actually had to cut out there?
When I had to stop the race, like, I think a lot has to do with my mental ability, because the only race I had
willpower,
was because my knee had gone out once, and like that was the paramedic was like, oh well, you're done, you're not running anymore, and I was about a half a marathon into a marathon, which still was sick. I still had a good time on the half. It was like 1:37.
Yeah,
like that. So that's a pretty good time on 13 miles.
I gotta say that you are like one of the most insane people I know. You run races with these horrible medical conditions, like you had an ulcer or something, and you ran the St. Albert 10 miler with me, and you still did way better than me. And I'm like a fully fit, healthy guy, and you're like internal bleeding, and you finished the race. You blew my mind many times. But that was wow.
Yeah, well, we were like, I don't know, it was like 2 months in. I went out with James out of the gate. And James is a fast kid now. Like, that motherfucker moves, man.
Yeah.
And when he's going, I remember
this is a running buddy from high school?
When we ran. But now he just runs so quick. And so we were pacing good. He finished that race in an hour 4. 16K in an hour 4. That's pretty good time.
That is actually, as far as I know.
I went out the gate with him, and I think I lasted with him for a couple miles, and then I hit this like awful pain in my stomach, and my stomach like bloated up, like it actually like had swelled.
Oh, I hate that
looked like I went from a skinny person to a fat person.
I get
and,
that.
Like, I started to slow down, and I just saw James was like disappear, and I'm like, well, there's no way I can run that race with him right now. And like I was thinking, I'm like, I have trained so much this year, and I have done a lot of K, and I was like, and also I have been working out, and I'm like, this isn't making sense. I'm like, why am I hitting this wall at like 2 miles? I'm like, I ate good this morning. I was up early. I had a little pre-jog. I felt fine. And then, like, I hit this wall, right? And I was just dying the whole way, man.
Well, you just gotta push through those
moments.
moments.
Mile 7, I wanted to quit so bad. And this guy, I can't remember his name. I saw him at the River Valley Revenge here at the last Ultra as well. He's an older guy, but he was pacing with me, and he just kept me going. And he's like, you're just about there, man. He's like, you're just about there. He's like, just keep going.
I remember.
And so like I kept going, and I got to the station or whatever where they were passing the Gatorade there, and I grabbed some Gatorade. I felt a little better, and then like he passed me, and like he said, "You're gonna finish, bud. You're gonna finish," and he went, and I just like stopped. I walked for a while. People started passing me, and like
that's awesome.
I don't walk in that race actually. I have never walked in that race, and I ran it like 3 times before that. So like, walking on that race at like 10K in, it didn't make sense to me either. And like, I was hurting and stuff. Yeah. But like, I kept going, and then we got to, I think it was about mile 8 or 9, just when you're coming back into town, and we come around the corner, and like, literally, I felt my legs like almost want to collapse, man. Like, I just was like so rough. And then like, I got to the finish line finally, and like my dad was there. You were standing there with my dad. Yeah. And I had like keeled over into the grass, and I was like, holy shit, man.
I took
and my stomach, like I lifted my shirt, and my stomach was literally like pouch, like a little fucking half a basketball.
Yeah, no, it was crazy, and you like laid right down, and then there was like an attendant immediately there, like, "Are you okay, man? What's going on? You should sit up." And you're just like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just I gotta lay down for a bit, get this blood a little bit."
We were gonna go to Hayabusa after.
Yeah, we were gonna go do karate and fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, but didn't quite have it in us, I guess.
Now that's where it makes me crazy. Well, some people define themselves crazy about the 16K that they just went to in an event. I define myself crazy, but I planned 5 hours of martial arts after the 16K. But it didn't happen being that I was sore. Had I been in a little better state, you want to believe we would have gone.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know.
I didn't know what was going on with
the last
it.
time we went to
Hayabusa,
Hayabusa, that was an experience, I gotta say. I've never done anything like that before. We just ripped and we just went there. There were people looking at us like, what are these guys doing?
I punched you in the jaw and how loud that was throughout the gym. It was like.
Well, I was just like, I box, and I was like, okay, I'm done, and I just like let my guard down like an idiot, and then one day you just like, fuck that, and you just, you gave me one, and I was like, oh, and then everybody's like, what was that? He doesn't have headgear. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm not a pussy.
Man, I really enjoyed the jiu-jitsu class so much.
Jiu-jitsu is really fun. I didn't know how fun jiu-jitsu would be.
Like learning that little shoulder in the throat thing, it's like very basic, right? But that was so cool.
How low you have to be? You have to be like really
I have a good base on how all that works. I just I need a coach and a mentor. Anyone who says they don't need a coach and a mentor is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You are an idiot. I'm going to tell you, everybody has a coach and a mentor. Anyone successful, you don't believe me, look at the goddamn numbers. Simple as that. Everyone has a mentor. You want to be successful?
What about coaches?
Do
coaches have coaches?
And do you know what?
Is there just like an endless circle of coaches that coach each other?
Too.
In like a fitness circle jerk or something?
What?
Well, there's gotta be. Coaches have to have coaches too. That's like Coach Sepson of,
Did you just say fitness circle jerk?
Might have. Yeah, I did.
Oh, you're wearing your St. Albert Road Race shirt.
Yeah, I put this on today. It gave me some more motivation to get out there. Go run around the field.
You definitely, you know what, you got to be running because, buddy, we're not just doing St. Albert's anymore. St. Albert's a training run, bud.
I know, you were talking about doing St. Albert and then running from Camrose to Stettler.
Let's tell everybody.
84 kilometers.
Tell everybody what's going on. Yeah. I plan to, after St. Albert's road race this year, I am planning to run from Camrose, Alberta to Stettler, Alberta. The distance of closer to about 96K, I think.
Yeah, it takes like an hour drive. It's so long, and it's insane.
Yeah, or maybe it's 87K or some. Anyways,
what's the length of your training?
The estimated time of just hiking or whatever was 17 hours. I think I'm gonna try to. I would like to do it in 15. If I could do it in 15, I think that'd be good.
You gotta have some serious breakage in there.
I'll
bring your bacon.
It's not. At this point, you're just training your body to be moving all day. See, sometimes distance isn't always important. Like, it is important, but, sometimes you're just running, and you're just running. You don't care about how far. You're not even tracking your run sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just know, because you've ran so much, you kind of just know approximately how far you're in.
Well, you get down to it, yeah. When I was running the St. Albert road race, I've never run anything close to that distance before. Like, previous to this, maybe 2K was my longest run. And then, I go and run 10K.
10K, yeah.
And you get down to a point, it's like, what the fuck is even going on? I'm still running, and you're like, don't stop. Whatever you do, don't stop. Because when you stop, it just makes it so much worse. You just got to keep running. And then it gets better.
You know what's interesting? Actually, Taylor, it's funny you say that, because that's my mentality, too. And, then it's like, if you want to stop, it's like, oh, well, I've been through this in my life. I'm just going to keep going. It's all good. I'm going to just keep going. Don't stop. You know what? It's interesting. I know you've been through some crap. I've been through some crap. We've all been through some crap. But, you and me, I think we're on the exceptional list of that crap. But other people I talk to, like Jaden, at least when I was talking to him the other day, like, yeah, they kind of have this don't stop running, it's going to hurt more mentality, but they don't have that mentality.
Yeah.
They don't have that, like, I've been through that. I don't know it. Actually, don't quote me on that. That sounds wrong. I don't think I'm relaying what I mean to say.
I think you've been through a lot more than I have, so it's a little hard to relay it. But, like, I kind of know what you're talking about. I've had those moments where it's like, I just, you know, you blank out, and it's like, this is not where I should be in life. This is not where I'm supposed to be doing.
Well,
and
my
then you kind of have to reset.
Like, they have the mentality. They complete these races. They're great dudes. They're awesome guys, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to one of those guys.
What I just mean is, like, it is like I have this mentality to run myself into the ground, and it seems like I'm using twice as much energy as everyone else.
Yeah, it's like being squished.
Because
it's like such a point where you're like being ground, but you keep doing it.
Seem to do these things in really intense points of my life too, right? So like, I'm like, just break up with my girlfriend after 3 years that was separated, and like 2 weeks later, I enlist to 25K in Edmonton. Like,
moving on.
Like, I hadn't trained in a while.
Moving on, for sure.
And like, I made it like 13K and stuff. I broke through some ice to start to freeze up. It was like minus 36.
That's funny what you turn to. Like, when you have a relationship issue, you kind of, you go and you'll run 25 kilometers through like crazy terrain. Me, I just like, what is enlightenment? I try to be a Buddhist. That's my excuse.
I was just like, enlist this race. I go on one 9K training run, and then I made it like 13K at this race then I was like freezing up. I think I would have finished, I don't know, who knows. It was minus 36. It was fucking cold, man.
Yeah, like how are your feet? Like, did you wear like waterproof shoes or like waterproof socks or something?
No, man, I was freezing. When I like broke through that little bit of water and it was wet, I was like, what the fuck is this wet? And I'm like, oh, I'm all
running on ice blocks.
Yeah, and then like I went another like 4K before I was into the frickin' where the finish line crossed over again. Before you head out on another like half a loop, and it's like fucking was stupid. But then I thought that was bad. Then I went to that ultra, and they had me signing a death waiver when I walk in there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. They actually have those?
I thought. Yeah,
I guess if there's that huge cliff.
I thought that was over excessive. I was like, this isn't really gonna. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
It makes sense,
somebody
though.
Covering their ass. Yeah, I'm like, you're covering your ass.
Yeah.
But then you come to that fucking cliff, and it's like a foot wide, and it's coated with ice, and you look down to your left, and it's like 200 feet straight down on the hard ice river valley. Like, you are fucking dead if you slip.
Wow.
Straight up. And you're like hugging this wall, and you're like shimming. And if you're not dead, I don't think you're walking again. Like,
yeah, like a career ender possibility if you fuck that part up.
So like, you're like trailing along this wall, and you're just like shimming, and it like what an adrenaline rush you're having. And I stopped. Hold on, why do I got to make everything worse than it already is? Eh? I decide I'm gonna stop and turn around on the trail instead of facing the wall and face the open valley, and then stand there and lean over just a little bit and take a picture.
Oh my god.
And that's where I got that picture where it's like runs along the wall there, that dirt wall I showed you, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I like lean over this little like 1 foot trail that's already slanted with ice. I have like fucking shit for ice picks in my shoes at this point. Cause like my first time studding my shoes with screws, I didn't fucking stud them very good. So they're slipping a little bit. And I was just like taking this picture. And that's all I am. I'm sitting there on my cell phone taking this picture and then like put it back in my pocket and I'm like turn and like hug this wall. Just like terrified. But then it kind of like breaks away from the valley a bit at the wall. And then eventually you're kind of coming into this more flat land and you're not about to die. And it's like, oh, but then it's like straight uphill though. You're like, what? I have to come off this stupid little ridge and now you have me going straight up a hill.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of being in university. I went to the U of A and I went into engineering and it's like, okay, this is alright. They give you some easy classes. You're learning about, forces and moments and stuff. And then they just, like, slam you with the hardest calculus known to man. And they're just like, boom, you have to do all of this. Your life is now engineering. And I'm like, I can't fucking handle this shit. I didn't want to dedicate all of my life, all of my time to frickin' doing math. What's the point of that? I felt like a robot. I thought they were trying to turn me into a robot. So I was like, fuck this. I'm getting high. I went and got a whole bunch of pot and I just smoked pot. And I started, I'd write songs. I'd go out and I'd like, with my video camera, trying to get locations. And I was like, fuck this. I'm being an artist. I didn't switch into art school though. I switched to geology.
Want everybody else to know I am
rocks.
a smoker.
What? Yeah, you're a smoker.
I am a smoker.
Well, we're smokers, and we do runs, and we fitness, and all that crazy shit. And we smoke.
Like, I've been smoking for like 6 years. I need to quit smoking.
Yeah, I've only been smoking for like 4 years, so I'm still pretty good, I think.
I can't believe you've been smoking, man. That's fucking stupid. Stop smoking, buddy.
Yeah, well, I'm
I have more
cutting it
years than you.
I've been switching to those smooth smokes.
Well,
They're not
Taylor's first run with me. This is Taylor's introductory first run. We had just been in the gym for 4 hours, and he's like, "Where are we going?" I'm like, "We're just gonna go for a drive." And like, I'm pretty sure he thought we were just gonna, like smoke a joint or something.
Have a hoot and.
But then like, we were having a hoot. But like,
Obviously,
I pulled up outside like this like dead end, and he's like, "Oh, this is a good little spot to sit." And I was like, "Yeah." And like, we have this hoot, and then he gets real baked, and he's just like telling me, and I'm just like sitting there staring at him, and he's like, "Why are you staring at me like that?" I'm like, "Taylor, let's get out of the vehicle and go run."
Leg day
And
again.
he's just like, "What?"
You thought
I'm like,
leg day was
"We're gonna
over?
go run." He's like, we just worked out for 4 hours.
I thought we were gonna relax
like,
and have a conversation about nature, but no.
I need to go home.
Yeah.
That's what he said to me. I need to go home. And no, we got out and ran, and he's like, "But I'm so baked, man." And I'm like, "Dude,
It's kind of
you
cool
have
though.
to run when you're baked.
Yeah.
You have to just get up and go. You can't be a lazy stoner." And he got up and he went, and do you know what? Like, it instills this, you don't smoke that much weed when you're doing this fitness and stuff.
You don't need to,
It becomes this point you're almost smoking it to keep yourself going. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, like, afterwards, I've never had a bowl taste so good and feel so good than after running for freaking however long. And then you have a hoot, and it's just like, so refreshing.
You just have this little baby tiny puff before you go run. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
like
then
a
it's just,
microdose.
it totally,
and then
like, you could feel it so, like, it's like you're so sensitive at the end. And then you have just a little hoot, and you can feel like it's the biggest thing ever. And I love
because
that.
it's combined with your runner's high. You don't
Best
need
way to
smoke a
conserve
lot.
of all time.
Yeah, and beyond conserving, like, it's just, sometimes it keeps you going. I don't know. I'm a pretty big pot enthusiast. I think that weed is a good thing.
I have to take breaks from it.
I do, however, think smoking weed on a regular basis is, like, out of hand. Like I said, like, if you can smoke it, like, once a week or in a social setting, when we're podcasting or Fridays and Saturdays kind of thing, like, I think, like, that kind of thing.
That turned us into the podcast. We were just smoking pot all the time. We'd just be two stoners talking about smoking weed. But we have, like, much better things to talk about. We have all this, like, nature, fitness, how bodies, like, work.
No, man.
The beauty of motion.
I think it's relevant because, like, some of this love for nature and this fitness, I don't know. When you break over a valley point and you're like, you notice things sometimes when you're got a little bit of a buzz on, then you wouldn't notice normally. You're just like, you're so focused on how tired you are, but then when you got this buzz, it's like you're like 5K in and you're like, yeah, it's nice out here, and you just keep going. Yeah. I don't know if that's just my mentality of crazy because I like just decide we do stupid shit all the time.
You know what I think helps with that? I think ADD helps with that because you get distracted from how tired you are. You're like, oh, I'm so tired. You like look over there and it's like, oh my God, it's a beautiful view, and you forget because you don't have the attention anymore. I mean, like there's disorders like that are kind of like they're curses and they're blessings at the same time. because sometimes it'll totally ruin what you're doing, and sometimes it'll make it awesome, right? So,
yeah, and well, you have to.
They're toss-ups.
You
They're
just
curses.
have to be mindful
They're
of balance. I think balance is key to everything.
Definitely.
Like everybody can agree that you can go have a beer or something. You know, I know runners that they had beer after the Big Valley Revenge. Like,
oh yeah,
you were out. They had a beer table. You know, like I mean, people condone that. After a run, I would rather just have a puff. I'm not big on drinking. I like to drink sometimes. I don't always drink, and if I do drink, it's like a couple beers, and that's it.
Yeah, people end up getting pretty stupid when they're
That's
drunk.
not my thing.
Nobody gets very stupid when they're high.
I feel sick. Like, I don't feel like that's good for my body. And like, hey, if I can eat an edible, if I can drink it, I will do so.
Yeah.
I find I have very beneficial medical uses for it. You know, I don't just use it because I used to use narcotics or anything. I did think that's why I used it for a long time, but I find that it actually does help me. I don't have the same effect from it as a lot of other people though.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me like, it gets me out of bed. It allows me to go sometimes. I struggle with Crohn's disease.
Yeah, it helps me to sleep.
And so I have Crohn's disease too, guys, and like, I do this shit. So,
yeah, that's
honestly,
kind of a
I'm
common
not
thing to
interested
share.
in your excuses, people. If you have an excuse,
no excuses, no apologies, training.
And get your ass out the door. I'm not interested in hearing your excuses.
That was my favorite shirt.
Why you can. You tell me why you can. What shirt? I don't know what shirt you're talking
No excuses, no apologies, training. You wore that every day because you're like, just read the shirt. And you're just like, training! Every day. I'm like, alright, training! Let's go! And I got so into it. You got me so into it, man. It's fucking awesome. Like, I thank you a thousand wishes. Like, it's the best. Absolutely.
Yeah, Taylor was a scrawny little white boy at Cal Tyler before I fucking got a hold of him. I turned him into a man.
Yeah, a little monster beast.
I made him a voodoo monkey.
Yeah. If you go back on my Instagram, you can see this one picture. It was after a run, I remember, and I just like ran, and I was like, I feel awesome. I threw you my phone. I'm like, take a picture, rip off my shirt. I'm like, and then it's just like, there. It was great. If you look back at the very beginning, it's a picture of me and you doing kung fu shit, it was like a combo, like a couple punches, a couple hooks, and then like a spinning back fist. And it's just like, yeah.
Dude, the HB12.
Yeah. What was that?
Okay, I still remember it. It was
it's like 1, 2, left, right.
Right, left hook, knee to the body, spinning back fist. No,
roundhouse.
It was a double jab. No, wait, that's not right. No, hold on. It was double jab, crossover, right hook, uppercut to the body, knee to the body, spinning back fist, roundhouse, Superman punch or something.
Yeah. That was it. I knew there was a roundhouse and then the Superman punch. Like, it was just like 3 knockout hits in a row, just in case they're like made of metal or something. Like, in case you are fighting a Superman.
And eventually, actually, I got really sick of throwing that combination. Like, I was fucking throwing it down after a while. Like, I wish I actually had a video of the time when I was throwing those down hard. Because my kicking game got real good before we stopped training together, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I was starting to get freaking... I was a
Well, yeah, you were
boxer,
training to kick me in the head, so yeah, me being 6'4" is like pretty quite a stretch. 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
6'3"?
I think I'm 6'3".
Yeah. And I'm like 5'9".
Yeah. So it's just totally not matched at all. But you were training me, and I mean, it's awesome because you made me go so much faster because you were just like, and I'm like, how can I keep up with that? But like, in reality, I would never be fighting anybody that small, that's that quick. So like, I'm probably gonna be quicker. So I thank you for that too. It's
no,
a
but
weird
you got your reach. I hate your monkey arms. I have to get inside.
But you get on
and now that you kind of know how to fight a little bit, I hate that first little bit because I'm like, shit, well, if I want to go punch him, I have to get hit first.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, oh man. So I kind of cheap out sometimes. I wait for you to fucking step too far to the left and then I just step over to the other direction and I drop my fucking jab into your stomach. And then when you drop that guard, then I bring my right hand up above your head there.
Yeah.
And fucking that works.
We gotta do some like
I'm
more
sitting there
sparring because
swearing.
like I don't have much experience sparring, so I drop my guard really quick. I need to work on that.
Well, more boxing, because I'm not too experienced. I'm pretty good with my elbows. I'm really good with my elbows, I'd say, and I'm good in the clinch.
Yeah.
And I'm good at takedowns, and I have a few, like, good arm bars and submissions. But, like, I mean, I'm more a boxer. Boxing is my primary thing. Like, if you do not want to stand up and just box with me, that's your thing.
I want to unleash my legs, man. I got whirlwind legs.
Dude,
like
I don't know
legs.
why. I don't know why you screw around. Right when you're sizing me out, before I even get inside, what you gotta be doing, I think, is you gotta set that jab, and then when you set that jab and I go to the side step or something, you should be looking for a takedown. You should be looking at my legs for a double leg. And you take me in behind my leg, grab the double leg behind the thigh, can rotate me down to the ground, and then you're at a half guard. And then if you mount over, and then you're at full mount right away. You could skip full guard to go straight to full mount from a half guard stance that way, because you're kind of cutting across the body on an angle. And then once you're there, and if you had me down like that because you're so big, I'd be fucked. Unless I could somehow roll you. But I couldn't roll you because physics of your legs being so much longer than me, and your arms, as long as you were sprawled out across me,
I got ground game. Fucked. I got ground game.
I would not be able to. Yeah.
But you know how to box on the inside like nobody's game. Like, I'd never be able to beat you, like, just striking. I'm not that good. But, like, if I can get you down, then I remember one time we were at Hayabusa, you were like on top of me, like full mount or whatever, and then I reach up with my legs, and I fucking grabbed you around the head with my legs, and I pulled you straight back.
Angle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it was insane.
Yeah.
It's just because I was so tall, I could do
it. I enjoyed frickin' doing the jiu-jitsu quite a bit, because, like, I don't know, I got a decent ground game. You're just like,
I've got a super unfair advantage.
However, they weren't letting us throw punches. I was trying to get rib shots in when I could. But, like, when me and Taylor trained and we could do punching, that was a whole different outcome again. Because, like, frickin' Taylor was good with just the submissions, but, like, you throw him down on the ground, I start punching him, he's like, oh, holy crap, and he's, like, bending over a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta deal with my fear of pain
I'm just
gonna
put you in an anaconda now, or Americonda. I don't even know what it's called.
I don't know either.
I just, like, slam my arm down by your head and tuck my arm under there, clasp my wrist, lift my shoulder, and you're like, oh!
Yeah, how many times did you choke me out? I think I only got you a couple times, but I did get you too, so I got you in, like, a scissor hold. Or the triangle. Freaking, like, grab your arm. I know that one. That one's easy. If I can, crawl around you, though.
But, oh, man, that one takedown I made from standing, hey, where you're, like, in the clinch, and I, like, control the arm down, and then all of a sudden it's just, like, my leg over your arm, and then, like, take you down with the back of my leg.
It's
and
so
you're in
ridiculous.
an arm bar. From standing.
Yeah, we're just like in a clinch, you like start to shake up the clinch, and then I'm like, uh-oh, and then he's like, what is that? Like voodoo, and then there I am on the ground. You just do your voodoo jiu-jitsu.
Voodoo. That should be our song, man. That should be our theme song for the gym.
Yeah, maybe we'll play with the format and make it a little better. Voodoo song.
We should actually, after the intro, I declare an episode 2, there's going to be Godsmack played. Hopefully I can get Jaden on the show. I want him to tell us about his 27-hour 100-mile. What?
27 hours of movement.
To 100 miles. Not only that, with elevation, with mountains.
Oh my God.
I think one was like 10,000 feet elevation.
What a spiritual experience. Like, that would be insane. I need to hear that. I need to hear his experience.
Like, I want to know what he went through in 27 hours of running 100 miles at Sinister 7.
Like, how robotic does your body become?
I have going to do a 100-miler this year. And, well, not only that, like, I haven't even done a 100-miler or finished this 25K. I will know it will happen. But, like, I also plan to go do that Bigfoot 200. And, like, I want to know what he went through in 100 miles first before I fucking get myself too far ahead of the game here.
Yeah. I mean, I remember in school, I'd hear about the, like, long ultra runs that are, like, the death race. You know the death race, the Canadian death race?
Yeah, the Canadian death race is 125K in Grand Cache.
That's not even that big. That's like a pussy race to you at that point. If you're running 100 miles, that's 160 kilometers. And if you're looking at 200 miles...
Yeah. Death race is fucked off.
I can't believe it.
You know? But however, it's the terrain. It's like pure cross-country through the mountains. Like a bear might just walk up to you and eat you.
Do you bring protection? I guess you'd have like a
yeah, you're going to have bear mace and shit like that. You have poles, too, that you'd be running with and an ultra vest and... You know, like you have drop bags at certain points. That's kind of how it works. And they have the drop bags at the A10. It's a little different race than freaking. But however, I'm sitting there talking to these guys that have all done these races, when we were at the Big Valley Ultra, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking for my first 100 mile, I'll go do the Lost Soul because of where I'm at in my life. I felt like I'm a lost soul. It's sold out in the first 5 hours, by the way, this year. It was open. I already can't get a spot. It was open one day, 5 hours.
What is the Lost Soul?
The Lost Soul is 420 spots are in it, and it's a 100-mile ultra.
What would you like? How do you know when your soul is lost? Like I think I've had.
It's in Drumheller. But it's freaking. These guys though, they were like, "This is why it's called the Lost Souls. You don't want to run that for your first one." I was like, "Why not?" And they're like, "It is 150K loop that you will do over and over and over again that crushes your soul."
Wow. Like, here we are again. Round 3. Yeah. I don't know, though. Like, being a lost soul, I've been there. After dropping out of school, not having any help,
going around in
having to support yourself after that, like that? You know, going into the university, you have this idea, I'm gonna do this work, I'm gonna get out of here, I'm gonna make $100,000 a year, I'll be set for life. And then you drop out and it's like, oh, I have literally the same credentials as anybody else. Like, I just have a high school diploma. What do I do? So I go do tires, and I'm like, oh, god damn it, I had no girlfriend, I was just a fucking loser. You know, I felt like that. But, you know, I still had fun hanging out. I got into cars, started finding other passions, right? And then, you know, I meet Greg, and he's like, hey, here's something that's also cool. And it's like, I'm going to train you how to be a fighter. I was like, what? All right, that sounds like a fun sport. And away we go. And, you know, I really replaced my passion for school, which I don't think was even a real passion. I just thought it was a good idea. And then eventually I was like, this is not a good idea.
I think I want to take away from the sports a little bit. And I think that I'm going to train you to be a fighter goes beyond just the physical sense of it. I think, like, we were definitely... I trained him spiritually, too. I taught him...
That was how we first started talking.
Mm-hmm. I kind of gave him a bit of my background. I went to a Christian school, Western Christian high school in Regina. I stayed in the dorms there for like a couple years. It was a private school. It was a pretty cool experience. And then I had a scholarship at this semester at Bible college. I took a class called Spiritual Formation, and this is where I come in with, you know, trying to help Taylor maybe look at a different side of life.
It's kind of funny. And,
but not God per se, but more like God to us is energy. Energy is God. God and science are the same thing.
Yeah.
All these things are like life, nature. That is God. When we run the belly of God.
God is a name for anything we can imagine, basically. You know, that was totally how we connected because I saw you working and I was like, okay, cool. And then I heard you say, I think God is energy.
Where
I was
would
like,
you be?
Me too.
Where would you be without it?
Oh, I'd probably still be at Cal Tire. I might be an assistant manager now. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But I wouldn't be doing podcasts. I wouldn't still be my band. I'd be fucking, you know.
Taylor, if you didn't meet me, though, like, in the sense of your fighting in your life, like, where you're at, because I know we've both been through some crap. Like, I mean, we're not going to even talk about some of that crap on the air.
Yeah.
Like, we will never, ever talk about it on here. I want you guys to know, like, how serious some of the stuff we've overcome is.
Yeah.
But both of us, not just me, I've been through a lot. Taylor has also been through a lot. But I just mean, like, we had this mental connection to understand each other and, like, even know that we never shared with each other the things that we had been through until recently in our friendship, we knew that was going to be a good thing. And you know what? Like, I feel like what I left you with was I trained you to be a fighter. I gave you that when you feel there was nothing else in life and you were at that bottom end that it's like, what do I live for? You could get up and roll out of your bed and just go run or go train. And now that we're separated and you go through shit or somebody pisses you off or you got to go through this mental day where it's hard and you're facing it alone, you know, not only do you have me on the Facebook, but you have that ability to be a voodoo monkey.
Yeah, it comes in handy every day. I swear, I'll be going, and I'm like, what am I doing? And then I find myself being so much better than people. Like, I don't want to sound like egotistical, but like, it's hard to compare to the power of the voodoo monkey. Like, it's this endless willpower and constant determination.
Let's not make the voodoo monkey God. The voodoo monkey is nothing but just a creation of man, of this metaphoric stance to say that we assimilate ourselves with this nature.
Yeah.
We are voodoo monkeys through and through. That is kind of a little bit of the story of the voodoo monkeys. I feel really great about everything that we have accomplished to talk about here today, actually. Hopefully we will be loading this episode to iTunes or to
I forgot iTunes. I'll put it on
YouTube
Bandcamp or SoundCloud also.
Oh, okay.
And I can put it on YouTube just with our background image.
Yeah.
So we can have a few different outlets. You gotta make an account and choose a password and stuff.
Yeah.
Make a
my
Voodoo Monkey
Instagram
email.
followers are interested. So like if I could give them a place that they can go, and also some of I'm sure there'll be a couple people on Twitter. I'm sure there are a couple people will tune in to listen to this, and hopefully you guys think I'm crazy though. Hopefully we can get Jaden here for episode 2.
Yeah, I was also talking to my friend, my good friend, from way back in high school.
Or if we could get your buddy, your buddy on the show.
Multiple episodes,
right.
So, we can have Jaden next episode.
Video? Is that possible?
What?
Or is that going to cause too much interference? Can we 3-way video, or is that going to cause too much interference?
I don't know. It's a weird way I'm recording this. Like, I really don't have a good setup right now. It's kind of impressive that we're even doing this now. So, we kind of have to all be there.
Does it ever, when I talk over you, does it ever cut us out?
Sometimes. It still usually works. Not bad, though.
Alright, I hope it stays pretty
Well,
true.
we're at episode 1, Greg. We're at episode 1. We're still getting the format, right? It's not going to be perfect. We gotta know that going in.
But I felt good about that conversation. I enjoyed that. That was really fun.
Yeah. I wish we had sponsors. We could do the shout out to sponsors. But, not yet.
Well, hey, I'll tell you, Joe Rogan's show, he's an
Yeah.
inspiration, I'll tell you that. And
Definitely.
also, freaking On It products, I do use the 56 or 54 pound orangutan kettlebell.
56. It's
I love
56,
it.
isn't it? I think it's 56.
I think it's 54.
I've used Alpha Brain
54.
before. I need to get some more of that. I'm kind of poor now. I can't really
oh my
afford it.
god, I went on a 3-month cycle of that. Oh, I miss it. I do need Alpha Brain.
Yeah,
Alpha Brain
it's
in
good.
my life.
It makes you think
great.
that you're a little bit smarter, that you can actually like talk right. Sometimes I have problems mumbling a lot and losing my train of thought. And when I had
It helps you hold the train of thought longer.
definitely, and
really
it helps
does.
you not stumble
Like
over your tongue.
Yeah, well, not only that, like, you're just holding it. You're like, got your idea, and it's easier to keep the idea and be also illustrating it at the same time and keep it flowing nicely. And so, I don't know, I love that shit, man. I wish it was cheaper, but it is a little cheaper for the regular Alpha Brain because they have some other variations.
Yeah, they got
Alpha Brain.
I haven't tried that.
And
I'd
haven't
get just a big
tried that
bottle
either.
and just use that. But yeah,
But,
we're pretty much out of time.
Onit.com is a sick website that I
Oh,
think people should check out. I don't even care.
Their primal
about
collection,
advertising.
that's kind of like,
it's sick.
it's a huge inspiration. You see that and it's like, be fit like a monkey. Like, you see a chimpanzee climbing through the tree branches, swinging around, freaking.
Yeah.
If you see a chimpanzee throw down, that's crazy. Imagine if humans were like that.
I feel like I've always enjoyed primates and monkeys.
I want a 15-foot leap, and then be able to pick up another person and then throw them. I jump way across, and then it's bah, fuck you.
Dude,
They're
Well,
gone.
have you seen that video on YouTube of that guy that like goes and climbs like monkeys in Brazil? He's like with them and he like climbs the wall like a monkey. He does everything the monkeys do to climb up the wall.
I have
And he,
not
like,
watched
is
that, but I
doing
will look
front
it up.
flips.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch
you
that
need
right
to
now. I'm
see
looking
dude.
it up. I don't even care.
Yeah,
YouTube.
a person fucking actually does it.
Monkey
I
Man
think it's Brazil.
in
But
Brazil.
check out the guy that climbs like with monkeys or like monkeys or whatever.
Oh, monkey attacks drunk man in Brazilian zoo. I'll watch that later.
Guy climbs wall with monkeys like monkeys.
Jumping from one rock to the other, scaling walls or any man-made height without any aid. What?
Yeah, okay. No, dude, I found it. I found the video.
Let me look at
called
this.
Monkey Man,
Holy,
no
look at this guy
comment.
running. Wow.
Dude,
Wow.
it's called
Monkey
What?
Man.
It's Mon-
He's just like climbing
Monkey
right
Man.
up this wall like it's no problem. Like he's in Assassin's Creed. It's like, oh yeah, check this out. I go upside down and no problem. And he's just like flipping around. Wow. That's
Oh,
incredible. That seems superhuman. But like that's just a human. That's a
Like,
regular
I want to
human.
learn this
That
skill,
should be
man.
regular human.
And
Why is that superhuman?
People laugh at me. People laugh at me when I say this, but I want look at this. He shimmies his legs upside down.
Yeah. He lives in Kamataka, India. He just did a flip,
Look, he's just like a
and
monkey.
he's still climbing. I love people like that. I want to be
This
like
is
that.
a skill. I want to do this too. Like
You're
what the
doing
hell
it with
is this?
running, man.
Fuck
You're-
parkour.
Parkour is cool. I like parkour.
The
Don't
monkey
hate
man
on
makes you
parkour.
parkour guys look like shit.
Wow, that is parkour. That's parkour right there. Going. That's parkour.
Yeah.
Just
No,
because
it's
it doesn't do a
kind of
backflip
parkour.
after doesn't mean he's not
no,
parkour.
This dude, legitimately, there's a video with him with monkeys. He went to a jungle and learned to climb like monkeys.
Oh, here's his name. His name is Jyoti Raj. Jyoti Raj of
Well, I don't know if he,
Chitradurga.
where he went to.
Chitradurga. Chitradurga. You have to say it
Hi,
like an
Monkey
Indian.
Man.
Jyoti Raj of
Freestyle
Chitradurga.
twist.
Jyoti Raj.
Oh, what's the true power of Shalong come true? Interesting.
But yeah, thanks for the conversation. I have to go to my
I
real
guess,
job
I guess
now.
this is parkour. I forgive my statement to the parkour guys there.
Monkey
I'm
King.
sorry.
They call him the Monkey
I
King.
will forgive that. I was wrong. But I'm sorry I called you guys pussies. You're not pussies. You're fucking awesome. Be primates. Be monkeys. Oh, he's hugging a bamboo right now.
All right,
The
that's enough
bamboo is,
about
like,
Jyoti Raj.
holding his arm.
This is the conclusion of the Voodoo Monkey podcast, episode 1 with Taylor Elliott and Greg Allen Pelly. Yeah, this was years in the making. We've been talking about it for years and years, and we finally started to actually get the format to something we like, make an intro, and be able to hold a conversation for as long as we want. And then, you know.
And I'm happy with the hour and some we've put out here. What are we at?
It's just about to an hour.
You know what? We're using Facebook, a phone, a set of headphones.
Yeah.
And this is pretty freaking impressive.
You're on your headphones talking to your phone. It's going through Facebook to my computer where I'm recording it through my computer speakers onto my computer microphone into GarageBand.
And yet we're still watching the same YouTube videos together.
Yeah,
and talking about
yeah. The
it.
beauty of technology. Technology's great when it's used right. Technology can be abused though. There's people that are just like absolutely slaves to their phones, slaves to technology. That they can't get out of it. They're just like, woo, like that's taking them over. You know, like computers used to be the only technology, and now we have phones that are computers, and they go in your pocket, and they go in your ear, and it's like freaking headsets. Google Glass, eye vision. We have virtual reality now.
That's a little bit far. I think it's kind of cool. It'd be sick to just sit down in your couch, use Google Glass.
I'm going off like I'm Duncan Trussell, but
why do you need that?
You kind of do. To be a part of the modern world, you kind of need one. You need easy
communication.
communication.
I think we over-exaggerate technology sometimes.
It's well-intentioned. It shows which people need help. Definitely, because there's people that can't handle it.
Yeah.
I was almost one of them. And then you're like, no, Taylor, I'll show you the way. And away we go.
Literally, that's what I said to you.
Yeah, you pulled Rafiki, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. I had my doubts though. I had my doubts about you. Like when I first met you, you looked sick as a dog. I couldn't believe you were working. You were like doing tires, going to torque tires, and then you just like, oh, I gotta puke in the middle of the shop, like in the garbage can. It's like, wow. You just like explode at random times. Like you couldn't find the orange screwdriver. You remember that?
Getting off meth, man. I was recovered off meth at that time.
I had no experience with like, I had no idea.
I'm like getting off meth with this big grin on my face, and I like fucking throwing up in the shop, working, and I like take Taylor, and I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna show you how to live your life, bud.
Yeah, like you just got off of how much drugs, and you're like, I can help this guy. You know, he went to school. He needs more school. He needs real life school, and it has helped immensely. It's insane how much different life is.
You have turned into such a beautiful person over the last 4 years.
Thanks. It's got a lot to do with you. It's got a lot to do with my family too. Moving back in, you know, hanging out with my friends more. It's amazing how much support there is out there in the world when you're willing to actually open up a little bit, and then people will understand. There's a lot of people that go through the same things that everybody else does. Like you're not alone, no matter who you are.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I don't care if you have been through just a little race or a big race in your life. You know, we're all the same. We're all runners. We're all fighters. We're all survivors. We all do it. Life is hard, man. It isn't an easy thing.
Well, we're not all runners and all fighters.
Jaden said to me in a good way. He said, it is supposed to be a challenge. It is a test. And followed by telling me, like, you were given your life because you needed that life.
Anything that you need to dedicate to is a challenge to keep that dedication. And that's where your force of will come into play. That's where your power of suggestion that you will make it through creates the reality that you actually do make it through. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's the power of suggestion on the way I tell the story of, like, how I, like, quit drugs and then come into this point of I'm working out all the time. You know, that is the power of suggestion. That not only that is I'm not just suggesting what I'm suggesting about running. I'm suggesting that I want you guys to know I smoked meth and I sat in a basement. I didn't go to a rehab center. I smoke crack, I've done meth, I've done every drug you can imaginably probably think of except bath salts and some of those crazy shit that's going out there now. But I did all that and I sat in a basement alone in a bad psychological place, not much support, not much. And all as I had was training my buddy Taylor here, my Padawan.
Like, what does that say about the force of your will? Your will is stronger than the most powerful drugs known to man. So you must have one of the most intense willpowers of any human. And that makes you the most badass.
And that's why I couldn't figure out why I quit this race. Psychologically, these last two races.
You were in such bad physical shape. You were injured. You never should have started that race. And you still started it.
The other one, though, like...
Even that one with your knee.
Yeah, I had a knee injury, didn't I?
You still have ulcerative colitis. Or I have ulcerative colitis. You have Crohn's. Like, oh my god.
I had a...
That makes it hard, too, because I always think I'm going to shit my pants. Never do, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, sometimes I find I get the other way. Sometimes, too. Like, where I can't shit. I go back and forth between the two so much. It's terrible.
But
anyways, like...
Enough talking about that. We're pretty much at the end of the podcast.
When I was running, though, that last race and I quit, I was like, these last 225Ks I quit. And it doesn't matter about the physical shape. I had the willpower to finish. I wanted to finish those races. But, like, I think it's where I am psychologically and mentally in my life and just what was going on around me and some of the things I had to face to realize who I really was as a person. Because, like, I've passed everything off like it's not a big deal for so long that I've hit some pretty bad psychological breaking points. You know? And so, like, I think I was just done fighting. Because, like, I quit that race, I have, like, another couple weeks and my life goes by, and I end up going to get some help, getting some counseling done. I have a whole little group of people now that I have a nice little close circle to try to heal me up, because my brain is not where it should be. I'm smart, you know, I got a lot going for me, we have good combos, but, you know, I need to be healthier. So I just want you to know, and even though no matter how not healthy I am too, everybody else out there, like, get up and run. It doesn't matter. You know, get up and go for a walk.
Yeah, like
nobody
can
doesn't
have an
matter.
excuse not to go for a walk every day. Like a good brisk walk, that'll do wonders. Eventually, you'll be jogging. Like it compounds and you get better and it feels great. You just got to get out there and do it.
Like, yeah, exactly. And it doesn't matter if you're a smoker. It doesn't matter if you die.
Yeah, there's no excuses.
So what? You'll get out there and do it, and you'll maybe think, hey, you know what? Instead of having a smoke right now, I'm going to wait. Instead of doing this right now, I'm going to make a salad. Instead of going to McDonald's, I'm going to just, you know, maybe make some fruit at home. I want a snack.
Yeah, choose the better alternative.
I want fruit.
If you're an intelligent person, you can choose the better alternative. And you know what the better alternative is. There's no doubt about it. The doubt is your own self-doubt. And when you get through that, you no longer have that self-doubt. You feel amazing. But at this point, I have to get going. Seriously?
Yeah, you do. You got to go. All right.
This was a great podcast.
Bud. Thanks, everyone. All right, let's do this.
The end of episode 1. Look forward to episode 2. We hope to do these once a month, so tune in next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
Right, I can't wait to hear this.